Let's start with Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Let's do some Radha Jap. Radha, Shri Radha, Radha, Shri Radha, Radha, Shri Radha. We are reading Bhagwat Geeta as it is by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, founder Acharya of International Society for Krishna Consciousness. We are in chapter 2, text 61. One who restrains his senses. Sorry. One who sorry. Sorry. One who restrains his senses, keeping them under full control, and fixes his consciousness upon me, is known as a man of steady intelligence. Let's read the purport. That the highest conception of yoga perfection is Krishna consciousness is clearly explained in this verse. And unless one is Krishna conscious, it is not at all possible to control the senses. As cited above, the great sage Durvasha Muni picked a quarrel with Maharaj Ambarisha, and Durvasha Muni unnecessarily became angry out of pride and therefore could not check his senses. On the other hand, the king, although not as powerful as powerful a yogi as the sage, but a devotee of the Lord, silently tolerated all the sage's injustices and thereby emerged victorious. The king was able to control his senses because of the following qualifications as mentioned in the Srimad Bhagavatam. It's in quotes. King Ambarisha fixed his mind on the lotus feet of Lord Krishna, engaged his words in describing the abode of the Lord, his hands in cleansing the temple of the Lord, his ears in hearing the pastimes of the Lord, his eyes in seeing the form of the Lord, his body in touching the body of the devotee, his nostrils in smelling the flavor of the flowers offered to the lotus feet of the Lord, his tongue in tasting the tulsi leaves offered to him, his legs in traveling to the holy place where his temple is situated, his head in offering obeisances unto the Lord, and his desires in fulfilling the desires of the Lord. And all these qualifications made him fit to become a Matpar devotee of the Lord. The word Matpar is most significant in this connection. How one become Matpar is described in the life of Maharaj Ambarisha. Srila Baldev Vidyabhushana, a great scholar and acharya in the line of Matpara, remarks Mat Bhakti Prabhavena Sarvendriya Vijaya Purvika Swatam Drishti Sulabheti Bhava. The senses can be completely controlled only by the strength of devotional service to Krishna. Also, the example of fire is sometimes given. As a blazing fire burns everything within a room, Lord Vishnu, situated in the heart of the yogi, burns up all kinds of impurities. The Yoga Sutra also prescribes meditation on Vishnu and not meditation on the void. The so-called yogis who meditate on something other than Vishnu simply waste their time in a vain search after some phantasmagoria. This word is coming again. I have forgotten the meaning of this word. One second. I'll just check. Uh, Pan, pan, Phantas, phantasmagoria, meaning A sequence of real or imaginary images like that seen in a dream. Yes. Let me repeat this sentence. The so-called yogis who meditate on something other than Vishnu simply waste their time in a vain search after some phantasmagoria. Yes. So they do meditation and they say that I saw this, I saw that in my meditation, I went there, I went there. So this is all like a waste of time because it is all unreal. It is just a dream. It's just the your subconscious mind is showing you all these things. But when you meditate on Vishnu, it becomes meaningful. So we have to be Krishna conscious, devoted to the personality of Godhead. This is the aim of the real yoga. So whenever we do yoga, any kind of yoga, even pranayam, even yoga, any exercise, or even anything where we are focusing, we have to keep God in our heart and then focus. We have to keep Him in our mind so that we can focus better and we can do what is uh, is right as per His understanding. Let's move to text 62. While contemplating the objects of the senses, a person develops attachment for them, and from such attachment, lust develops, and from lust, anger arises. Yes. Let's read the purport. One who is not Krishna conscious is subjected to material desires while contemplating the objects of the senses. The senses require real engagements, and if they are not engaged in the transcendental loving service of the Lord, they will certainly seek engagement in the service of materialism. In the material world, everyone, including Lord Shiv and Lord Brahma, so to say nothing of other demigods in the heavenly planets, like these are the topmost demigods, and all other demigods come below them, is subjected to the influence of sense objects. And the only method to get out of this puzzle of material existence is to become Krishna conscious. So Lord Shiv was deep in meditation, but when Parvati agitated him for sense pleasure, he agreed to the proposal, and as a result, Kartikeya was born. When Haridas Thakur was a young devotee of the Lord, he was similarly allured by the incarnation of Maya Devi. But Haridas easily passed the test because of his unalloyed devotion to the Lord Krishna. Yes. As illustrated in the above mentioned verse of Sri Yamunacharya, a sincere devotee of the Lord shuns all material sense enjoyment due to his higher taste for spiritual enjoyment in the association of the Lord. That is the secret of success. One who is not, therefore, in Krishna consciousness, however powerful he may be in controlling the senses of artificial repression. I'll repeat the word. However powerful he may be in controlling the senses of artificial repression, is sure ultimately to fail, for the slightest thought of sense pleasure will agitate him to gratify his desires. So हम suppress करते हैं हमारी सब feelings को, हमारे desires को. तो when you start suppressing, when you start controlling, you will definitely fail because when the thing comes in front of you, you will easily fail and want to take it for your sense gratification. But what is the way out of this? The way out of this is when you control your feelings, keeping God in mind. When you are God conscious and you are doing it, then it's not easy to fail. So just for the end result, if for example, if I want to lose weight, and I know the end result, my goal is to lose 5 kilos, and just for that goal I stop eating sugar, let's say. I'm definitely going to fail some point. When I lose 3 kilos also, I will start eating sugar, like chalta hai chalega, like that way. But when I think in my mind that no, my God, Lord Krishna definitely wants me to lose weight so that I remain healthy, and that's why I should not eat sugar. I've surrendered to Krishna. Now I will eat sugar only when Krishna wants me to eat. So when the the situation comes up in the way that there is no way to avoid sugar, I will have to eat. Otherwise, I will not eat because it is a promise to my God, and I will not break promise with my God. So you see how much powerful it is and how easily it can be converted. You know. So this is a way, like the Bhagavad Gita is telling us the way to control our senses. Don't controlling by just suppressing it or thinking of the end result. Control it for a reason. Control it for a reason that is serving to God. So by suppressing your senses, you will achieve something closer to God. You want to be closer to God, and you will evolve and have more self realization about yourself, and that is the way to God. Let's move to text 63. From anger, complete delusion arises. Yes, when you keep suppressing your feelings, your senses, just for something, some end result, it's gonna frustrate you. It's gonna make you angry. It's gonna, because when that result is not achieved, you're gonna feel frustrated. So always when you do something, you're doing it for a reason, for some achievement, for a result. And that's why God is telling, don't do something for achieving some result. Just keep doing. Yeah. From anger, complete delusion arises. And from delusion, bewilderment of memory. When memory is bewildered, intelligence is lost. And when intelligence is lost, one falls down again into the material pool. Let's read the purport. Srila Rup Goswami has given us this direction. By development of Krishna consciousness, one can know that everything has its use in the service of the Lord. Those who are without knowledge of Krishna consciousness artificially try to avoid material objects, and as a result, although they desire liberation from material bondage, they do not attain to the perfect stage of renunciation. Their so-called renunciation is called Falgu, or less important. On the other hand, a person in Krishna consciousness knows how to use everything in the service of the Lord. Therefore, he does not become a victim of material consciousness. For example, for an impersonalist, the Lord or the Absolute, being impersonal, cannot eat. Whereas an impersonalist tries to avoid good eatables, a devotee knows that Krishna is the supreme enjoyer and that he eats all that is offered to him in devotion. So, after offering good eatables to the Lord, the devotee takes the remnants called prasadam. Thus, everything becomes spiritualized and there is no danger of a downfall. Yes. The devotee takes prasadam in Krishna consciousness, whereas the non devotee rejects it as material. The impersonalist, therefore, cannot enjoy life due to his artificial renunciation. Yes, this is so important. This is very much evident in most of the pundits and these modern day pundits and all. They will not drink certain kind of water. They will not do this. They will not do that. So this is all artificial renunciation just to gain more attention and more. But what they are supposed to do is whatever they eat, if they offer it to the God and then they eat it, it is spiritualized because the prayer has gone into it, and then they can eat whatever. It will not affect them. That is the amount of faith that they have to build in God. Okay. The impersonalist, therefore, cannot enjoy life due to his artificial renunciation, and for this reason, a slight agitation of the mind pulls him down again. into the pool of material existence. Yes. It is said that such a soul, even though rising up to the point of liberation, falls down again due to his not having support in devotional service. Yes. तो इतना हम लोग मेहनत करके हम लोग इतना वी आर ट्राइंग टू इम्प्रूव आवर सेल्स एंड वी वांट टू मूव अहेड बट quickly we will fall down. Even a slightest of distress comes to our head. Quickly we will become angry. Quickly we will lose all the calm. Let's move to text 64. But a person free from all attachment and aversion and able to control his senses through regulative principles of freedom can obtain the complete mercy of the Lord. Let's read the purport. It is already explained that one may externally control the senses of some artificial process, but unless the senses are engaged in the transcendental service of the Lord, there is every chance of a fall. Although the person in full Krishna consciousness may apparently be on the sensual plane, because of this being Krishna conscious, he has no attachment to sensual activities. The Krishna conscious person is concerned only with the satisfaction of Krishna and nothing else. Therefore, he is transcendental to all attachment and detachment. Yes. If Krishna wants the devotee, If Krishna wants, the devotee can do anything which is ordinarily undesirable. Like how he is asking Arjun to kill, to fight. And if Krishna does not want, he shall not do that which he would have ordinarily done for his own satisfaction. Correct? Therefore, to act or not to act is within his control because he acts only under the direction of Krishna. Yes. So this is basically explained because there are many things that people may think that this is not right, it should not be done like this. But when a person is in Krishna consciousness and he is doing it under that, there, there is no question of right or wrong. He is doing as directed by the God, as directed by his Krishna consciousness, and he can't help it. They become so immersed in it that we can't we feel very restless if we don't do it. This consciousness is the causeless mercy of the Lord. Yes. This pure conscious that we get from God is His grace, is His mercy, is His kindness to us. What if He takes away this conscious only from us? How we will live, how we will behave, what will be right and wrong for us. We will be as good as animals. This consciousness is the causeless mercy of the Lord, which the devotee can achieve in spite of his being attached to the sensual platform. So, this we can still achieve today because we are attached with material things, sense gratification, objects of sense gratification. Still, we can achieve at least consciousness, and then we can build it upon to grow towards Krishna consciousness or God consciousness. Yes. Let's move to text 65. For one thus satisfied in Krishna consciousness, the threefold miseries of material existence exist no longer. In such satisfied consciousness, one's intelligence is soon well established. Yes. So when you are in Krishna consciousness, you forget about all the miseries that you go through in material world. So then death is also okay for you because it's not going to matter anymore because it is all material. Death, disease, rebirth, everything becomes immaterial for you because you are in Krishna consciousness and you are satisfied. So that kind of satisfaction is the real taste of life. When you are satisfied to that level, nothing will make a difference to you, will make a shift in you, or will agitate you or irritate you or make you happy or satisfied, or because um, you're already satisfied, you're already there, you know. So let's move to text 66. One who is not connected with Supreme in Krishna consciousness can have neither transcendental intelligence nor a steady mind, without which there is no possibility of peace. And how can there be any happiness without peace? Yes. You don't have peace, you don't have happiness. You don't have happiness, you have all the other 12 negative emotions running around you. We will read about that in the next chapter, but there are about 24 senses and one mind, which is 25. So we go through 25 things within us, and everything is divided in that ratio. 12 positive energies, 12 negative energies, and one mind, which is Krishna conscious. Yes. Let's read the purport. Unless one is in Krishna consciousness, there is no possibility of peace. Correct? It is confirmed in the fifth chapter, 5.29, that when one understands that Krishna is the only enjoyer of all the good results of sacrifice and penance, that he is the proprietor of all universal manifestations, and that he is the real friend of all living entities, then only can one have real peace. Therefore, if one is not in Krishna consciousness, there cannot be a final goal for mind. Disturbance is due to want of an ultimate goal, and when one is certain that Krishna is the enjoyer, proprietor, and friend of everyone and everything, then one can, with a steady mind, bring about peace. Therefore, one who is engaged without a relationship with Krishna is certainly always in distress and is without peace. However much he may make a show of peace and spiritual advancement in life. Yes. There are many people who make a show of peace and spiritual advancement. And the minute you feel that you are at peace or you have advanced in your spirituality, there will be something to challenge it. He will send something to challenge it, and then you will actually see and reflect how much have you overcome. So ऐसे बोलते हैं ना कि सब पढ़ाई कर ली, चलो अभी एग्जाम लेते हैं। कृष्णा भी ऐसे ही करते हैं। जब तुमने सब कर लिया, तुमने अपने मन को खोज लिया, और नाउ यू फील दैट यू आर इन कंट्रोल एंड यू कैन डू इट एंड यू हैव दैट करेज टू bring yourself on the other side of the bridge, he will give you a challenge. And then you see how you behave, how you conduct yourself, and then you mark yourself. How many marks will you give out of 10 if you think that you have achieved it? So don't do a show of peace or spiritual advancement. Okay, don't ever take pride in all those things that what you have achieved and others have not achieved. That is not what the intention is. You keep doing what you are supposed to do. What others are doing, who has achieved what, is none of your concern. You keep doing. So yes, let's end here with Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Let's do some Radha Jap. Radha, Sri Radha, Radha, Sri Radha, Radha, Sri Radha. Thank you.